What's in the Hat is produced in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, which is located on the unceded territories of Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam peoples. Each nation has distinct histories and distinct traditional territories that fully or partially encompass the city. We encourage you to learn more about the host nations whose ancestors have occupied and used these lands, including parts of present-day Burnaby for thousands of years.
Oh, hey! Did see you guys there?
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Yoga Rosh.
And you're watching
What's in the Hat?
So, what can you expect from this podcast?
From this podcast, you will expect content created by people with disability.
Oh, so is it a podcast about disability?
No, it's not. It's so much more than that.
So, Rosh, what's the Laughing Matters mini-series all about?
This mini-series is all about education and making it accessible for everybody.
Sounds awesome. Tell me more.
We are putting professors on the spot, LOL, to learn more about their field and how humor connects us all.
What are we talking about today?
Comedy.
Hello, everyone. You're watching What's in the Hat, Laughing Matters. Today, I'm super duper excited to have our guest, Zach Anner.
Yay! Thank you, Deepi.
Anna, do you want to let our audience know who Zach is?
Absolutely. Thanks, Deepi. So, before I introduce Zach, I'm going to give a brief land acknowledgement on where we are right now, even though Zach's not physically with us. We're here in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, which is located on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam peoples. And as the lovely Deepi just introduced, Zach is a comedian, actor, public speaker, host, content creator, and writer. Long list. You might have seen him.
That's too long.
You might have seen him on Oprah or Rollin' with Zach.
Yeah.
He's worked on and been a part of many projects, such as The Wheelchair Club, the TV series The Wingmen, Speechless, and Rooster Teeth Shorts. You can find him on platforms such as YouTube or Instagram, where he has over 300,000 subscribers and 100,000 followers. Thank you and welcome to the show, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
And let me know if I missed something.
Having me. No, you listed all of the things.
Okay, good.
Just amazing work you've done. And we're super, super excited to have you. So we're going to get started with the Fellow 5 questionnaire.
Should I have worn a hat? Was that a problem? I should be wearing some sort of hat.
I mean, we're hatless here.
Yeah.
We're
Hold
not
on.
wearing hats.
Hold on, I got this. We'll just put this hat on.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Do I look like a cool kid from the 90s?
Oh, I love it. My first question would be, what would you say your biggest passion?
My biggest passion? I would say my biggest passion is connecting people through humor and genuine curiosity.
And I would say that.
I knew you would say that.
You knew there's going to be no surprises in this entire interview. Is that how you're going to? I knew I would have. Well, why don't you answer how you think I would?
I didn't want to answer that one for you.
That's okay. Yeah, I think it's really my passion because, as you read, Hannah, my career is kind of a smorgasbord of things. But I think the through line is that I love breaking down barriers and using the power of humor, and everything that I do is coded in it's meaningful silliness is the most important through line through all of my work. I think I try and be silly, but I try and deliver some sort of message that can resonate with people who wouldn't necessarily have responded to my work or a messenger like me.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, what about you?
Me? My biggest passion. Oh, that's a good question. I think well, I'm definitely not a comedian like you are, but I love to bring awareness where it's needed, and so uh you know, I don't think there's enough voices out there when it comes to bringing accessibility issues. So I try to, that's my main passion, is to bring more inclusiveness to the spaces that we live in, but also the community that we live in.
Yeah, and I think with accessibility issues, I don't know if you've noticed this, Deepi, but most people will care about them if they notice them.
Yes.
But so many people just aren't aware. And then all of a
Exactly.
sudden, like I talk about this with my wife all the
Yeah.
time, before she started dating someone who used a wheelchair, she wasn't thinking about things like curb
Yeah.
cuts and broken elevators and things like
Yeah.
that. So I think awareness is kind of the key.
Yeah.
And then just another layer to my work is just trying to teach people to have a little more empathy and
Yeah.
not be dicks.
And also open-minded. I think that's
Yeah.
also a term that I can use. As long as people are okay to adapting, you know?
Yeah, as long as people are willing to just have the conversation with you. And I think most of the time when people say, "Oh, what do I do? What's the right thing to do?" I have this line that I use that if you see a human being, act like a human being,
Yeah.
and you'll learn together. There's no universal right thing to say or right thing to do, because
Exactly.
disability is such a wide range of circumstances.
Yes, I definitely 100% agree. There's no right or wrong. I think
Well,
that's
there are some
Well, there's
very
wrong.
wrong
well, that's
things.
wrong a lot in a sense
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like accessibility terms, but also like what I meant by wrong is like, in the sense that when we correct things, that's not a wrong thing. It's just a more open-minded to bring attention to.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
We're all learning.
We're all learning, we're all making mistakes,
Exactly.
and we're all making TV shows and podcasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, well, I guess you can definitely answer this one. What is your relationship with disability or the disability community?
My relationship with disability is very intimate. I've had cerebral palsy my whole life.
Yeah.
Loved it, would recommend. But I think my relationship to the disability community has changed over the years, because
Okay.
when I was growing up,
Yeah.
the big thing from all my therapists, my physical therapists and occupational therapists, was this notion of independence and overcoming disability. And I've learned as I've gotten older that my relationship to cerebral palsy and disability is more one of embracing disability and using it as one of my tools to express myself and my passions. So my relationship with disability is rock solid, good.
Right.
And the disability community was similar, because I remember the thing that I wanted most as a kid was to not be seen as disabled.
Yeah.
And now I am very proudly a disabled man who would not have had the opportunities in his life and career that he's had without disability. And I think it's mainly been about my perspective and approach to it. Those opportunities have come, and I've, rather than spending the energy trying to look not disabled, I spend that energy focusing on things that I love. And you can either spend the energy trying to hide something, or you can spend the energy trying to harness what you really want to do. So that it has shifted. It's been like a seismic shift.
Yeah, I can totally relate to you. Where I felt when I was growing up, it was just, how do I navigate through the world? How do I be accepted around my friends? I just wanted to be me, but one of them as well. And now that I'm older, I'm like, no, I am who I am, but along with my disability, and I'm embracing it. And now I've learned a lot. I think a lot of it was just growing up, not having a role model looking up, but now it's like, there's so many people with disabilities who are coming out, and I think you can maybe talk about that too, where there's more people coming out and being more open and honest and embracing disability. Would you agree with that, Zach?
Yeah, I think because I had a similar journey where there were no role models of people like me growing up. And the one person who used a wheelchair that I saw growing up was this character from the Burger King Kids Club who used a wheelchair, but he wasn't the cool one. And his name was Wheels. So I thought that in order for me to do the things that I wanted to do, I'm going to take that off. I thought that in order for me to do the things in my life that I really wanted to do, that disability wouldn't be able to be incorporated into those things because I had just never seen it done. And then actually my career took off when I was able to embrace those things and use them as a tool for connection and humor. And I realized, well, if there's no one out there, then maybe I can be the person for someone else.
Exactly.
And now there are so many voices, I think, thanks to the internet, of showing a way to live a successful, fulfilling, happy life as a disabled person.
Exactly.
And it's just made all the difference. And I think so we've gotten away from that idea of, oh, you need to overcome disability. It's more of disability is part of you, and it's a great part because it allows you to connect and empathize. And even though the experience of being disabled is very individual and very specific, the feelings associated with disability, otherness, and feeling, an outsider are so universal that I feel like it's actually given me a gift to build community.
Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself. Awesome. And I 100% agree with you. Okay, so my next
So we're all in agreement.
Yes,
Let's get the
well
hard
said.
questions where we all disagree.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
turn this into a fight.
Where is your favorite place to go in your own hometown?
In my own hometown?
Yeah.
In my, let's see. That depends because I've had many hometowns over the years. I grew up in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
My favorite place to go there are all restaurants because I
Okay.
love the buffalo food. The wings, the pizza places. There's
Right.
a place called Mighty Taco. There's Ted's for hot dogs. It's incredible.
Love.
And then these are all going to be food places.
That's okay.
And then in Austin, there's a barbecue place called La Barbecue that's incredible. And then in Burbank, I don't know, there's so many great happy hours here in Burbank.
Yeah.
There's a Mexican restaurant, like
Oh, I
a
love
family-owned Mexican restaurant called Don Cuco's that I love.
Okay.
And you notice it's not like, there's this great place I love to go exercise. But yeah, I mean, honestly, every morning, my wife and I make coffee, and then we
Nice.
just sort of stroll down the streets
Yeah.
in Burbank, and we just feel so lucky to be here.
Yeah.
So like just even being in the sun in the 75-degree weather, and we're recording this in late December, so
Yeah.
Right.
it's just as a kid who grew up with 7-month winters,
Yeah.
this is just such a nice place to be. And I'm sorry
Oh,
that you
no, no,
are
it's
currently
okay.
We're not
dealing with
offended.
the rain. I don't mean to rub it in.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We usually get good weather in April through October. So
Yeah.
I know. I've been to Vancouver in the summer, and it's just the most beautiful place ever.
Thank
I'm just so
you.
glad that I'm not there now.
No. But we hope that you can come back to Vancouver.
Absolutely. We'll do this in person.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. So what is a surprising or unique quality about yourself?
I think, well, uh, a surprising or unique quality about me. Well, some things that people wouldn't guess from any of my content. I love jazz music, so I'm a bit of a jazz aficionado, which
Oh,
I don't think you would assume.
Mhm.
no.
And one of my jazz idols is actually a Canadian, Oscar Peterson. I got to see Oscar Peterson perform
Oh, yeah.
in 2004, I believe, and it
I
was just the
think so.
most incredible concert ever. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that I think most people would assume that my biggest disability is the wheelchair and cerebral palsy, but it's actually ADHD. That's the one that holds me back more than the cerebral palsy. Like the cerebral palsy, I got locked down. That's great. But ADHD, I'm still figuring out.
My last question for this part is what animal would be your sidekick?
What animal would be?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
Would
have
be
said
your
this.
sidekick.
My sidekick would be
Yeah.
Olive. Olive, our 14-year-old pug.
Oh, I love pugs.
I love pugs.
She knows the way to manipulate me because she knows that if I'm eating and she's begging, I just can't, my heart can't take it. But so she is definitely my sidekick, but she exploits my good nature.
I'm a huge dog lover as well, and I have a big dog, and I've had 2 other dogs in the past, and I can totally relate. And they're always begging, and my heart would break because I mean, I really want to give it, but I also don't want to get them stomach upset or have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to shorten her lifespan, but
Yeah.
it's like she doesn't understand that
I
I'm
know.
protecting her. She doesn't know. She just thinks I'm being a jerk.
But I'm sure they can understand how much you love them, and yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw.
well, yeah, so she's my best sidekick.
Aw.
We spend a lot of days together when my wife is at work, and And when she thinks she's alone, if I'm in the other room, she'll start howling
Oh.
in sadness, and I'll do the same because
Uh,
when Carly's gone, it's just this place, even though it looks bathed in heavenly light, it's a pit of despair.
is she gonna travel with you to Buffalo?
Yes, she's traveling to Buffalo. It was her first time to visit last Christmas, and
Okay.
she fell in love with all of the wonderful food options and the just the 2 feet of snow and
Oh,
like,
yes.
and it was just she's from Omaha, so she also misses the snow.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, my dog loves the snow.
oh yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you for those.
Yes. I
Some-
will lead us into the next segment we
Yeah,
have, which
please.
is
Oh,
actually
I think I should actually clarify because at a certain point I stopped talking about Olive and started talking about my wife Carly.
Oh,
So when I
okay.
was saying that she loved all the food, I was not saying that I was feeding my pug pizza and hot dogs
Oh yeah.
as much as she would love it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh yeah. But that would be any pug's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, that feels like pug abuse, but they don't get it.
Yes. Okay, so the next segment we have is actually a question submitted by Jenna, who is one of our virtual fellows.
Yes.
So she also has cerebral palsy, and her question was,
You've got yourself a clean, living cab hippie. How did you find your voice in talking about disability?
you've called yourself a comedian who happens to have cerebral palsy. How did you find your voice in talking about disability?
It's ongoing.
Mhm.
I am still finding my voice in talking about disability. It's luckily my entire family is funny and everything was always up for grabs in terms of if you had a funny joke to make. So disability was always part of that. It was always on the table.
Yeah.
And in terms of how I talk about it, in college, I used to I would push the boundaries of what I could get away with as a disabled man because I didn't think that anyone would get upset, and no one did. And as I realized at a certain point that even though I was saying these brash things, I didn't like what I was saying. I was just doing it to get away with it because I thought that I needed to undercut what people thought when they were thinking of a disabled person
Yeah.
and that we were sweet and angelic. So I would say these very almost mean-spirited things, and then I would wind up always feeling bad about it. And I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't me. I'm just living my life as a response to people who I'm assuming are assuming the least of me, and that's not the way to be your best self. So as I've matured, my comedy has become much more self-deprecating, but also more honest and hopeful over the years because I was a very frustrated teenager and young man. So my voice was more acerbic, and now it's like I got nothing to complain about. Life
Yeah.
is one.
Yeah.
So it's really my comedy has changed a lot as my attitude on life in general has changed.
Yeah. That's fascinating. Wow.
Very cool.
And then Deepi, I think you have the next section we call off-ish hours.
Yeah.
So these are questions specific to you and your life. No pressure.
Okay.
You've done everything from rolling across America to writing a book. If you had to pick, which project are you most proud of?
Okay. This is this is a hard one because
I
I'm
know,
proud of
sorry.
so much of the stuff. But if I had to pick one, I
Yeah.
can boil my career down to one video that people need to watch. And it was from a show that I did with my friends after my Oprah travel show was canceled, called Riding Shotgun,
Mhm.
where we asked people on Reddit where we should go across North America, and then ask them how to live the perfect day in their city.
Ooh.
And we had one episode in Blacksburg, Virginia, where people told us that we had to go to this remote waterfall that was 2 miles into the woods. And my friends carried me at first on an army stretcher, and then when that broke, on their backs to this waterfall.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
the exact reason why I wanted to make a travel show in the first place.
Mhm.
Because my Oprah show was, it was really well produced. It was a wonderful opportunity,
Yeah.
but it also played into some stereotypes that I didn't necessarily love. And I was too young at the time to know, like, okay, I need to uh, uh, fight back against this or say that this is not
Yeah.
how I want to be perceived. And this was not Oprah's fault. This was just the producers on the show were, can we get this more inspirational?
Yeah.
Can we make, and the difference between the Oprah show and Riding Shotgun was a road trip with my friends, and it was about coming together as
Yeah.
friends and having a great time. And so I'm really proud of that show. And then, of course, being able to write on Speechless was huge too, and be able to tell. I got to write an episode where the main character, JJ, who's a nonverbal teen with cerebral palsy, climbs up the stairs so that he can get caught in his girlfriend's bedroom because he meets his girlfriend's parents for the first time, and they don't see him as a threat. They're very like, oh, he's fine because he has a disability, so we don't need to worry about him.
Right.
And so he climbs the steps out of spite to be caught making out with his girlfriend. And I got some comments when that episode aired from people with disabilities saying, I just wish that this had come out when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because it would have shown me an example of how you can have a relationship as somebody with a disability. So I'm super proud of that as well.
Yeah. Wow.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, that leads into my next question, that your humor feels very relatable and unfiltered, but how do you decide which parts of your life to share publicly?
Yeah.
I think the general rule of thumb for Carly and me now, as we're like putting out stuff with about our married life, is it actually gonna shed light on something that people would have misconceptions about? And we're not posting everything online. It's just, is this going to be helpful? Is this going to be funny? Is this a good time? Does this send the right message? I mean, because as soon as you put something on the internet, if it does well enough, it will get to a section of the internet where there's nothing but trolls. So you have to be willing to accept that.
Yeah.
And people commenting on what they think the validity of your relationship is, your appearance, whether or not they think that, I have the most amazing wife in the world. She's so funny, so talented, so smart, and like beautiful inside and out, and we just feel so lucky to be with each other. And when we put things online, there are invariably trolls that'll come on and say, well, she's only with him for this or this, or like he must be, paying her or something like that. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm used to that level of like just people wanting to stir up on the internet. but she's relatively new to it. And so I have to, say, it's okay. This is just how the internet works. You shouldn't actually get upset about it. So when we're ready to share something, we're also ready to accept that the internet is going to internet.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. Can I ask how you guys met
Oh, yeah.
one another?
Okay, so we met the old-fashioned way on Bumble. And I remember because my dating profile explicitly says how if I were doing anything else with my career, I would be a bidet evangelist, right? And she made her comment about her opening line to me was about bidets. So we talked about bidets,
Yeah.
and I was like, this woman is cool. And our first date, we wound up going to that Mexican restaurant I mentioned.
Yes.
And then I thought, so I don't drink, but I thought that that's what people do on dates. So I was like, you got to come here because they got great margaritas. And I didn't know that she doesn't really drink. So we ordered margaritas and we didn't really drink them. And then I was having such a great conversation and she was so funny that I was like, how do we go to a second location? So we wound up having a 3-hour date that went so well. And at the end of it, when she was getting into the Uber, I was smiling and she's like, what are you thinking about? And I said, I was thinking about the worst thing I could possibly say to ruin this date. And then I was like, okay, I love you, bye. And she said, love you too, bye. So that was our first date.
Wow.
That's such an amazing story.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How has your relationship with disability involved around from childhood to adulthood?
I think I was a very frustrated child because I didn't I grew up I was born in 84. I'm 41. So it was like the Wild West. Everyone was still figuring it out. It was before the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yes.
I didn't know what my future would look like. I always knew that I wanted to be in entertainment, but I didn't see any path to that. But luckily I had parents who were never like, you can't do this. It was more of like, let's find a way for you to pursue your passions and see if this can work. So rather than focusing on the things that were impossible, they asked me who I wanted to be and did everything that they could to make sure that who I wanted to be was possible. So growing up, it was like I was a very confident extrovert in grade school, and then cerebral palsy has a way of not progressing, but just sort of like presenting itself in interesting ways. And when I got to high school, I started having panic attacks because I had a sensitive stomach, and I was so nervous that I had to drop out of high school, and that was the time when I felt most disabled. But it was only because of the nature of high school and how it was structured that it didn't really work for me. So I actually just wound up going to college and was able to thrive there because I could make my own schedule and build a community of friends. And is high school good for anybody? I mean, it's not called a high school. It's like grade 12 or whatever it is. But it's 9th through 12th was high school. and I hated it, but college I loved.
Mhm.
And I think my relationship to disability is changing again because now that I'm in my 40s, I generally just don't pay attention to my body.
Yeah.
And now I realize that as I'm getting older, I have to,
Mhm.
if I want to keep the level of mobility that I
I
have.
can totally relate there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like normally I just ignore it. But
Yeah.
now as I'm like getting older, it's like, oh, this is starting to creak. This is
Yeah.
starting to hurt. I should be doing more physical therapy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that balance of, okay, I love doing what I love to do, but I also need to take it easy and rest as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah. I went to the doctor because I wanted to do more standing. And then she said, well, you're not ready to stand yet. I've been standing my entire life. And then she said, the way that you move around your house, it's only a matter of time before you break one of your bones. I'm like,
Oh.
well, you're not fun. So I think it is like I've sort of come to the realization
Yeah.
that this is the body that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. So I need to take care of it.
It's really hard though, Zach. I mean, you want to keep going, but yeah, I think listening to your own body, it's the best thing that you can do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm finding that. It's
Yeah.
just as somebody who just wants to ignore everything and continue acting like I'm in my 20s,
I can
it's a
relate.
tough transition.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to go to our main segment.
Yes.
What's in the hat?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, since Zach isn't here physically with us to pull the
No.
questions, we will just ask you, Zach, the questions, and then Deepi, I can ask you a question
Yeah,
out of the
for
hat.
sure.
Okay, perfect. Do you want me to read out the first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for Deepi, ooh, this is a good one. What's something inaccessible that still shocks you in 2025?
That there's actually no elevators sometimes, or the elevators are too small,
Mm.
or there's no like ramps available, yeah, you think that every place would have elevators and parking space, or yeah, that still surprises me
Mm-hmm.
till this day.
Yeah.
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 How about you,
Shocking.
Zach?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go. I'm shocked. I am shocked. A couple things, but they're
Okay.
both around bathrooms.
Oh,
That
yes.
bidets have not become more commonplace in the States.
It's true.
Yes.
And then because I have to evangelize, and then secondly, when I go to an accessible stall in a public restroom, there are still so many that have bars but have no way to fit a wheelchair in them and close the door.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are you expecting me to do? I can basically, there's room for me and a toilet, but it has to be on full display for everyone to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can totally relate about the washrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many washrooms which are too small for a wheelchair to fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very tight.
Even the big ones,
Mm-hmm.
big ones don't consider like, okay, I'm gonna need to be turning and transferring, and like it's very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, do you want me to pull one?
Yeah.
Or you can also choose one.
Oh, okay. I have my question is, what Disney character would you be and why?
Let's see. I think I would be my general answer is I would be Ariel because she can't walk.
Oh, my favorite,
Um,
my favorite
eh,
Disney character.
yeah, I think I would love to be just combing my hair with forks
Yes.
and singing. That would be my go-to.
Love it.
Love it. Okay, another question for you, Deepi.
Yeah.
Ooh. What's your go-to comfort food?
I'm gonna agree with Zach. I would have to say Mexican
Mm.
or chocolates.
Mm.
Yeah.
Both are good.
Yeah.
And you're a very good baker, so
Oh, thank
lots of
you.
sweet treats,
Thank you.
perhaps.
But I mean, I think Zach, you kind of alluded this before, but may I ask you the same? What's your go-to comfort food?
Well, it's so in our apartment, Carly and I have adjustable beds,
Uh-huh.
and we've taken to this late night snack of milkshakes in bed.
Oh.
It's not something that you're supposed to do,
Oh,
but
wow.
it does make you feel like you are living the dream,
Ah.
like you are living the best version of like what you would hope being an adult would be as your like 5-year-old self.
Mhm.
That you can
Okay.
have a milkshake in bed whenever you want.
Oh.
So, like I would say, and because it's getting colder in the evening,
Yeah.
the yesterday I was taking a bath and Carly comes in and she says, cookies in the tub, and she had made hot chocolate chip cookies
Yeah.
while I
Oh.
was in the bathtub.
Whoa.
So I
Nice.
would say, I live a pretty great life.
Yeah. Aw.
That makes me so happy because I remember on YouTube you had the milkshake series
Yes.
that you were posting about.
Yes.
And I'm glad
Yeah.
it was authentic that you really do love
I
milkshakes.
love milkshakes.
What flavor is your favorite? For those who haven't seen.
Okay, my favorite there. So it's very specific. You got to go. We've searched through all the types of ice cream and we've landed on Tillamook is the best for milkshakes, right? And so we do vanilla Tillamook, decaf coffee, and then something called a score bar. Do you guys have those in Canada? It's
I
like
think
a
so.
Heath.
I've got confirmation from the producers
Yeah.
that you have the score.
Okay, so a score bar is like a Heath bar, but better. So it's coffee score.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
it's
I'll have to try
fantastic.
that. Yeah. If laughter is the best medicine, what's the second best medicine?
Well, for me, it's Adderall.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a game changer.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Been able to focus, been able to get things done and not feel overwhelmed. So laughter, then Adderall.
I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Ooh, this is a good one. What's a moment that made you cry, but looking back now makes you laugh?
Oh, geez. Oh, that's a hard one.
It is.
I have to think of that one. Do you have anything on that one, Zach?
I could tell you
Yeah.
when I was 6 years old, I got very creative with my Christmas list.
Mhm.
And I took it to heart that Santa Claus was a magical man who could make anything happen.
Mhm.
So I had no other gifts on my Christmas list, and my two gifts were a time machine and the ability to fly.
Mm.
And Santa Claus stiffed me on both of those. And when I remember I made it through Christmas morning, but then on Christmas night, I wept to my mother that Santa Claus hadn't given me the ability to fly.
Oh.
And now I find it so funny,
Yeah.
but I still think that Santa is an asshole.
That was, yeah, I can totally relate there. I actually remembered, so I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. I was actually getting my wheelchair repaired, and I turned on my power, and all of a sudden my chair went like flying forward
Oh.
by itself. And honestly, it freaked me out. I had no idea what happened, so that made me cry. But looking back, I laugh at it now because I was like, yeah, my chair was I think possessed or something.
Yeah, controlled by ghosts.
Yeah.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
exactly. Yeah. So that was something I didn't expect. And,
Yeah.
and it, I mean, yeah, very scary. But now, yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Did you
some
ever
sort of.
figure out what was it? What happened?
Yeah.
It was one of the wires, mechanical errors.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Or the trolls
Yeah.
to your wheelchair and messing
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I had one of the motors go out as I was crossing the street
Oh.
Oh
in
my goodness.
Texas, and so it would only spin around in circles.
I
So
had
not only
that.
did I stop traffic, but I had to have a bunch of really brawny, like college athletes come and carry the 350-pound chair with me in it across the
Oh.
street.
Yes, I had. So when my chair actually went zooming forward, my mom, who was with me at the time, quickly got me out. And then the technicians were looking to like see what happened. And as they were doing, I could see my chair like spinning around and around and around. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is too scary. Like I didn't even want to be in it. But they
Yeah.
made sure that it won't happen again, and it was fixed. But yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, totally.
But I laugh at it now.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Laughter is important.
these things have to work.
Yeah.
Like it's not like like if they're down for a day, then I think wheelchair repair needs to be pretty speedy. And I remember it happened again because these motors were just like
Yeah.
not right. And
Mhm.
it happened while I was working at Disney World. And it's just, and my dad had to come down and like fix the chair
Mhm.
himself because we were like, you couldn't find a wheelchair repair person in Orlando.
Yeah.
So it's like, a wheelchair, pretty important piece of medical equipment.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation. My family and we went to Disneyland, and I was 15 at the time, and we didn't know anything. But I had a flat tire, and
Oh no.
yeah, so my dad was scrambling to find any repair car or anything like that.
Yeah.
But finally he did. He was able to
Oh,
find something.
a hero. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
but yeah, similar. It's hard to be someone with a person with a disability, but I think we're pretty fortunate to have families as well.
Yeah. It makes all the
Yeah.
difference for sure.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So my last kind of final wrap-up question for you, Zach, is in media, disability is often shown as either, as you've talked about before, inspirational on one hand or tragic on the other.
Yeah.
How has comedy helped you break those stereotypes?
It builds comedy builds a bridge to just see people as people. We're all just we're all just figuring it out as we go. And I think that often in media you see people with disabilities designed to make able-bodied people feel a certain way. And really, we're as complicated, we're as silly, we're as flawed as every other human being. So I think being able to show humanity is what comedy does when it's working on all levels. So if I've done that a little bit, then great.
Yeah.
And I love showing people with disabilities who can also be complete jerks.
Yeah.
Because I've encountered many of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so I just love being able to say, no, we're not all angels. It's
Yeah.
not a tragedy. It's a life. And
Yeah.
it can be a great life.
Yeah. Well, that is so well said. I don't think I have any more questions
Yeah.
of that. And Deepi, I think you have a question for people watching, our viewers.
Yeah, so for all our listeners, this is for you. Do you ever read comments and think, wow, the internet needs a nap? And my other question, which is a two-parter, like it's together. How do you decide when to clap back and when to just log off? Zach, do you want to say anything else?
Well, honestly, like my approach to a hater comment that I have found is foolproof is if you just go in and agree with the troll and be like, thank you so much for your criticism. I agree with you. They become very polite very quickly. And they say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't anything by it. And then that just ends the conversation. Because most of the time when people are pointing out something that they don't like about me and they're being mean-spirited, I'm like, I agree with you. I agree with you that I'm not funny. I know so many more funny people. So I'm sorry for taking that time out of your day. And then they just become very apologetic.
Yeah, it's like holding up a mirror, I guess, to people sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's shocking when people see that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Zach. Before we head off, is there anything you want to promote or things that are going on for you where people can find more about you? Even though a lot of people do know about you, but
honestly, like I'm doing a lot of public speaking these days. So if you have a conference, particularly in British Columbia, so that I could come and meet, Deepi and Hannah in person, reach out. Would love to be there. Other than that, I would just like to promote a general sense of kindness and goodness. Just be kind to each other. So yeah, just don't be dicks, guys.
well, that's a message we can get behind for sure.
Yeah. And Zach, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and Hannah. And on that note, like, I want to wish you and your wife and family have a safe trip to Buffalo, and also your pug.
Oh, yes. Yes, I that means a lot to Carly and me and to Olive. So thank you, and you have some great time with family. This has been so much fun.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yes.
For sure. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Zach.
Bye.
Bye.
What are we talking about today?
Comedy.
That's a wrap on this episode of What's in the Hat. Thanks for tuning in.
If you enjoyed everything you heard, please don't forget to follow us on social media and don't forget to share it with a friend too.
It really helps new listeners find the show. See you there.
We want to give a special thank you to our guest, Zach Anner, for joining the fellowship on this episode of our mini-series Laughing Matters, which is hosted this time by Hannah and Deepi. If you're feeling curious about some of the topics discussed in this episode, follow the links on the screen or find them on our page. What's in the Hat Laughing Matters is a proud production of the Social Media Fellowship. This series is executive produced by Hannah Nolan and me, Matthew Ratchmat. Graphics and branding by Janelle Hagerman. Guest booking and research by Hannah Nolan. Production, sound design, and video editing by Matthew Ratchmat. Production assistance by Kofi Abrefa. Music is intro and outro by Janelle Hagerman. Next Steps by Half Cool. Point Counterpoint by John Patitucci. Rise Funk and Trunk by Windows Again. Speak the Truth by Go by the Ocean and Ryan McCaffrey. And Waterpark Radio Ad by Freedom Trail Studio. The Laughing Matters miniseries is produced with the support of TELUS STORYHIVE. Plus, we want to give a special thanks to Possibilities Association of British Columbia for supporting us in making this episode. You can find the fellowship alongside more episodes and clips on our Instagram at social.media.fellows. You can also find us on YouTube at social.media.fellowship and TikTok at socialmediafellows. That's with no dots or periods. You can also listen to us on the radio every second Thursday a month at 1 p.m. on 101.9 FM CITR or on citr.ca/radio/what's-in-the-hat. Please visit our website at socialmediafellowship.ca or our linktree at linktree/social.media.fellows. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.